Tom Ratcliffe here. Back in the day, or just recently, people would join a coding boot camp. So you might not even have a background in tech, and you join a coding boot camp, and next thing you know it, you just landed a six-figure job for a tech company. Not really a big tech company, but a tech company. Now you're making good money. Well, those days are over. That's not happening anymore, because what they were seeing was someone would join a coding boot camp. Maybe they didn't have any background in tech. They would get some sort of certification. They would get hired on, and then some of these companies would realize that these people were not really good coders, and they didn't really know what they were doing. The thing is, you could understand, like, I could understand the basics of Python. In a few hours, I could learn what functions are, what variables are, how to print hello world to the console. I could learn some basic concepts rather quickly. I could get through a coding boot camp in a few days. Give me a weekend, I can get through a coding boot camp and have some sort of certification. Really, if you just have the money, it's essentially, if you have the money, it's not going to be too hard to go through that boot camp and get some sort of certification. But you're not landing a six-figure job just with that. Back in the day, you could, because these companies were desperate to hire talent. They were desperate to get employees for their companies, but that's just not how it is anymore. And the thing you have to understand is now supply far outweighs demand. So that's just how it is right now. The thing is, okay, you learn Python in a few hours, you learn some basics, but can you build an application? Can you build the back end of an application in Python? You know what I'm saying? That's a little more complicated. Can you build a library system in Python using object-oriented programming? Can you do something like that? Can you build an application? And now that's a little more complicated. Even a simple to-do app, as simple as that is, and as simple as the functionality is in a to-do app, that's a little harder than printing out hello world to the console. So a lot of these people that were getting through these boot camps, they didn't have any experience in tech. Maybe a lot of them didn't have any background in tech. They get through these boot camps and they just know the very basics, but they don't know how to build applications. They're not full stack developers. And that's really what you're going to have to be. You're going to have to be a full stack developer. That's really the way to go, I think, if you want to get a job. And doesn't hurt to have a computer science degree and to have a few years of experience. You have some sort of portfolio with, of apps that you've built in the past. You have an app that nobody else has built before. These companies are like, okay, I've seen a million of those to-do apps, so you got something different that I haven't seen before. So, yeah, just keep learning, keep going, keep coding, but understand that just getting through a boot camp is not going to be enough in this day and age, in this current job market. You need some experience. If you want to work for a big tech company, you're going to have a computer science degree. If you want to work for Facebook or Google, that's just the reality. And then you're going to have to get through leak code, and you're going to have to get through all their interviews, and that's just the reality. Working for a smaller company, a little easier. Freelancing, it's all fun at the end of the day, and it should be fun. And if it's not, and if you're miserable, get out of this industry, because it's not for you. Why do something that you don't like to do? It makes no sense to me. So this is Tom Ratcliffe. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. I will talk to you later.